So, welcome everybody to our bite-sized business basics. And this week we have the lovely Sofia Kraus, who's going to give us some website magic. So, let me tell you a little bit about Sofia. So, Sophia's the founder of Her Marketing by Design, where she helps founders grow their business by making their marketing simple, clear, and true to who they are. She focuses on SEO and visibility, making sure that women feel confident and proud on how they show up online. Sophia's all about kindness and community and helping business owners build brands that feel good and grow strong. And she believes marketing should never feel overwhelming, but instead be something that you enjoy and own. So, a very big welcome to you, Sophia. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom with us. Sophia and I know each other through the Super Connector, through Laura Brunton's community, and we've met in person as well as online, which is amazing. And so I've asked Sophia here today to give us the basics and help you understand a bit more about SEO. So let me hand over.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Angela. Thank you for the introduction. Let me start sharing then the presentation.
And Sophia, you said you're happy to take questions as we go along if people have any burning issues as well, didn't you?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I will definitely like to take questions like in each topic. I don't really mind that if you have a specific question to the topic, I will then jump on and
Okay,
clarify
so
what you are.
wonderful. So just raise your virtual hands and we'll go with the flow.
I thank you, Angela. I even forgot to say that. And thank you for being here. Okay, so Angela, I don't see the chat right here. So if there's someone like that has a question in the chat, you can also interrupt me. Like if I don't see it,
Okay.
because it actually hides it. So right now.
Okay, don't worry.
So here I actually created this slide because this is how most people feel about SEO. There are so many topics regarding SEO, user experience, on-page SEO, off-page SEO. Like there's so many topics that tie back to SEO that people don't know how to start. So who here has...
Excuse me a sec. If you hit the present button, it will come up full screen for you.
Sorry.
That's
Yes.
okay.
Yes, no.
Yay.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Okay, so as you see here, there are so many topics. Who here has felt overwhelmed about SEO? Like who knows what to do exactly with SEO? So I want you to know that it is totally normal that we feel kind of like overwhelmed by the technical side of SEO, by all the topics that are tied, but I just wanted to come here today and teach you just some of the basics that you can take with you and you can implement by yourself for your brand. So as Angela was saying, my name is Sofia and I am the founder of Her Marketing by Design. This is my dog. So this is how I normally start my presentation. So today we will start with what is SEO and why we need SEO for our small businesses, the benefits of SEO strategies, what are keywords, a little bit of keyword research and how to implement them, and questions at the end. And as Angela was saying, please, if you have any questions specific to the topic, just let me know. So still today, 89% of all web traffic comes from a search engine. What does this mean? The traffic that is going directly to your website, still most of it is coming from Google, for example. And that is why it's so important for us as a small business owners to start with some of the basics of SEO that we can consistently work towards our visibility in the long term. What is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization, or now in 2025 is search everywhere optimization. Nowadays, we can optimize everywhere, like our social media, our YouTube channels, like our website, anything, any platform that we have for our brands, we can optimize so people can find our information. SEO helps real people find your brand naturally. It doesn't mean that you have to be techie or that you need any previous knowledge, but it's about content, about clarity, and consistency. You can think of SEO as a reputation engine. What does this mean? It will rank your content or anything that you put in your website based on how helpful that information is for their users. And this brings me to this. What does Google want? Google wants us to provide the best information that we can provide for their users, answering the questions that people are looking for, providing long form content like blogs, providing any information regarding your services that will help them solve any issue that they are having, and that's why they are going to Google. And why do we need SEO? I'm just going pretty quick over these points because I want to focus then on the part of that we will do the keyword research. So SEO, it means organic visibility. What does organic means? It's actually any type of visibility that your website has without paying for ads. It helps you reach customers that are ready to buy, because when you appear higher on Google, people click on that link and they are already looking for services like yours. It helps you leveling the playing field with competitors, because the competitors probably are paying with some ads, and you don't need to necessarily pay for ads if you are working on your organic SEO. It helps build credibility and trust, because the higher that you appear on Google, the easier people are finding you. And the more they click on your website, the higher authority and the higher ranking you get from Google as well. And of course, as I was saying at the beginning, you attract highly targeted customers, because the customers that go and visit your website are already looking for services like yours, and therefore helping you with the conversions. So what are keywords? Keywords are the specific words or phrases that people type into search engines like Google when they are looking for information, products, and services. And these keywords, these specific keywords, may be a phrase or a couple of words, a whole question, a whole paragraph that people then input in Google search engine, and then they match that search engine, like Google matches that keyword to our websites, and then they offer like the links that come to our website. So there are different types of keywords. There are also something that it's called keyword intent, that helps us match what we are offering to the exactly search that people are inputting in Google. For example, it helps us in creating content that meets exactly the searcher's needs. Keyword intent can be informational. That is how the user is looking for information. For example, what is energy healing? What is spiritual coaching? What is how can I help myself heal? For example, navigational. that helps the user wants to find a specific website or page, for example, Cariad spiritual blog, that they directly go looking for that keyword in Google or in search engines like Google, Yahoo, any search engines. The user and transactional, that means the user intent is to make a purchase or a specific transaction. For example, book a Reiki session online. When I create content that targets this specific keyword, book a Reiki session online, this will help for Google to show my link to the user that is already typing it in Google, for example. So there are different ways that we can start researching our keywords, that we can and here I wanted to say also, I was just talking to Angela, and I created actually a list of some of the keywords, type of keywords and keywords that will help us understand exactly how to implement the keywords within our content. So for example, there are different types of keywords, as I was saying. There are, and I just stopped the presentation because I want to pull the information here. There are different types of keywords, for example, the short ones, the long ones, the branded ones, the non-branded keywords that will actually help us showing Google what is exactly what we want to offer or what we are offering for the users. So a short tail keyword could be spiritual coaching, energy healing, business coaching, any type of keyword that has 1 or 2 words and it's very broad. Besides that, we have also long tail keywords, that these are 3 words or more. It can be also a question, it can be a phrase, and this one could be spiritual life coaching for women, for example, or energy healing retreats in the UK, or energy healing retreats in Europe, for example. So the broader the keyword, it's more difficult for us to target that keyword. So that's why it's so important that the more specific we can get with those keywords, the better. They are easier, they have lower competition, and we have more chances to appear higher in Google. I will stop sharing. I will go back to the presentation in a minute, but we were talking with Angela before our presentation that why it's so important to rank higher in Google, or that maybe it's a question that we have, right? Like how do we rank higher in Google? It's really important to know that SEO, it's a marathon. It is for the long-term visibility. I want everyone to start their SEO journey with a blog, with putting some content on your website that is actually matching what people are looking for, and thinking that this is not going to be a quick fix. This is going to be a blog that maybe people in 2 years are still finding valuable. So yes, we can do keyword research, we can implement this, and it's going to be pretty impactful. We can have some quick wins, for example, when we, and this is something a little bit too technical, but if you want a little bit more information, I can help you on LinkedIn. You can find me. I will also give you the information later. But for example, subscribing our website in Google Search Console can be one of the easiest ways for us to start appearing in Google. making sure that we are inputting our keywords in the main titles of each of our pages, it will also make a big impact. So those are little things that we can start doing today for us to appear higher. But it is not just a once done and it's over. It's actually an evolving process, and it will help you also to identify what your searchers are looking for today, what they are maybe looking in Christmas because they are having other issues, other problems to solve. Like it depends on what is happening in the market, in your industry, like the dates that we are living. So it is actually really important that we do have this, what do I do to rank higher in Google? But we also understand that the foundations like keywords, like just starting with the keywords is the most important thing. Angela, did you wanted to say something?
Yeah, yeah. So just so people understand, if they are managing their own website, there will be an opportunity for them to add the keywords in on every page of the website. So you need to be clear about that you need on your homepage, you need this, on another page you might add some more in, on another page you might add some more in. And as your business changes, don't forget to go back and change the keywords. I think that's a big thing for me because my website's been up 10 years. So every now and again I think, oh right, I see it and I think, oh, I should have done that. I'm not systematic though, and I should be systematic about it. But I'm right in saying that you can have an all singing, all dancing website, but if you do nothing with it, people won't find you. So you need to keep changing that website, and that's where a blog comes in. And that's where bringing different pages comes in because it's like um I love analogies. So I see the web, I see Google spiders going out looking for things on the web. And unless a fly moves in that web, my website moves in that web, Google won't see it. So I've started being more proactive and writing weekly blogs, or that's my plan anyway. I've always been planning to do it, but I'm actually starting to do it now. Um, so that and not only so one of the things that they might want to do is do a weekly blog and then use that blog for social media copy for the coming week on the different sites. So you're repurposing that same information. And that's going to help you on all your socials. And it's some of the websites now, because I'm with Wix and I know one of the other ladies here is with Wix as well. They've even started doing automating the social media posts from there. And I thought, oh, I wonder how this works, right? And I did it last a couple of weeks ago, and it brought up a blog I'd written about Easter last year and automatically posted the links to that as social media copy. And I thought, my God, if I keep this blog up, it will be forever copy and it will keep rotating and it will post things automatically for me when I tell it to. I mean it's fantastic, isn't it, when
Yeah.
when we get into the rhythm of it. But even if you spend one day a month planning your copy, your blogs, your social media copy for the coming month, that's all going to help. But coming back to SEO, anything else about, I mean, keywords particularly, because I said to you, I spent 4 hours yesterday looking at keywords for my book that's been on Amazon, for my book that's being launched next week. I was really, really surprised because I've invested in this tool that allows me to see how many people are going on and searching specific keywords
In Amazon.
in Amazon, specifically for books. And there were less than 100 people looking for books on energy healing, which literally made my jaw drop to the floor. But there were 134,274 people searching for wellness books.
Exactly.
So, it's not worth me putting energy healing in my Amazon keywords, but wellness and health and wellness books with another 53,000 people. So more people are going to find my books by finding the right keywords. And that same thing applies to your website, but you've got to be more specific on your website. So, Sophia, roughly how many keywords would people be looking for? And you were saying roughly how many can we use?
Okay. So this is also going to be shocking, but per page, you can target one keyword, one main keyword.
Okay,
And that
okay.
has to be your goal. Because for ranking higher, the problem is that when you don't know or when you are not specific enough with your keywords, you confuse Google. So, Angela, with all the love in my life, I am going to bring up your website, okay?
Oh, oh no. I've got too
Because
many keywords on there, I'll tell you right now.
like I will just like we will just check the main banner. I just
Okay,
want to, because you said that I could use it, so I thought like I wanted to bring it up and just tell you a couple of tips that I would just think they will make a bigger impact, and
perfect.
they will also help you. And and Angela, we were talking about getting to the first page of Google. It's super important that we provide as much content, valuable content, that as we can provide, weekly blogs, like doing as many things that we can do as possible so that people start seeing our content and staying in our websites. So the ranking, the authority, everything goes high up. And then artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, any of the of our of the new technology are like of the any of the chats will start recommending our brands. Why? Because AI will recommend high authority websites. So what we want to do, and that is why it's so important now in 2025 still, it's focusing on high quality information, long form content, pretty good information in our landing pages, anything, any information that we put in our websites, in our social media, because that gives us the higher authority. That gives us that provides for a website higher rankings, and that means then being recommended by AI.
I've noticed this on Google because it's doing summaries, isn't it? When you ask a question, it's only been happening recently that you get a
Exactly.
summary at the top.
Exactly.
I see. Very clever.
Yes,
Very
and
clever.
it's really, it affects traffic now having this little summary of AI, like Google Overviews, it's called Google Overviews at the top. But if this Google Overview is recommending you, people is more likely to click on those and on those pages because they are already recommended by AI. So people will find that information there as an overview, as a summary, and want more information and will click on your website, and therefore they will also stay longer in your website because they already found the information that they were looking for. So don't get discouraged by the views or anything, by the AI, but put this learning that you already have from your brands, from your audience, like into your website, and make sure that you're providing as much value as you can.
Mm.
So let me show you. Okay, let's just finish this. Oh my God, we are already taking more time. Okay, perfect. So here, quick keyword research tips. I would start with a brainstorm. You can make a list of the things that your customers are saying on your social media. You can create a list of the phrases that people come to you on a discovery call. You can make a list of the sessions that you have with people and kind of like their pain points, their main issues, the services that they are looking for, and having that list as the starter point. After that, you can go to Google, for example, and you can type spiritual coaching. You can type healing, energy healing coaching, or anything related to your brand, and start seeing what is appearing on Google. Because sometimes we just have assumptions in our head, and maybe people are not even looking for anything like that. And exactly like you were saying, Angela, like maybe, and I say it in my LinkedIn all the time, I just want that people think a little bit more practical and not romanticizing the way that we communicate our brands, because people are looking like for real pain points, that they are looking for a Reiki session, for example. They are looking for how can I heal myself from trauma? How can I heal, like, is like different types of things or pain points that people are having that are pretty real, that people won't really start like with other keywords that could be, for example, Cariad spiritual. It's pretty beautiful, but we need to make sure that it is accompanied by spiritual coaching, healing coaching, anything that is related to your brand that will actually make that keyword a branded keyword, like I was telling you earlier.
Mm.
So after this, you can use Google, as I was saying, and in Google, there is also a section that is one of the tools that they created to help us with keyword research, that there is always a section that it says like people also look for within the feed of Google. So this means those are the questions that people are asking regarding the main keyword, for example, healing coaching or spiritual coaching, or how do I heal myself? Like those are other keywords that people are searching for. So we can take those keywords, we can take those questions and also make a list. And after this, we can go, for example, to Answer the Public. Answer the Public is a free tool that you can go and input. Like the best way that you can do is like 2 words, keywords, and look what are the questions that people are searching. So as in the same example, we can see, are people really looking for healing coaching? So if there's nothing related to that, we go for spiritual coaching, and then we see like maybe how much does spiritual coaching costs? What do I need to get a spiritual coach? Can I, for example, another question, can I get spirit, like can I heal with spiritual coaching? Or what is spiritual coaching? Like people that are not in our world most of the time don't understand our brands. So we need to communicate as clearly as possible for us to be able to appear higher on Google. And another tip would be analyze your competitors. What are they talking about? what are the keywords that they are, or the topics that they are targeting all the time? Are they talking about the coaching? Yes, Angela, tell me.
Sophia, how can you tell us how you would find out what keywords our competitors are using? Do you look in, are you looking at the HTML on the page? Is that what you're
Oh,
doing?
okay. There
Because
are
I don't think
different.
people understand how to do that.
Yes,
That would be
yes, of course.
useful to,
Perfect question. Um, what are the titles of the pages? For
oh,
example, is there a Q&A? Is there a frequent asked questions at the end? Also, the questions that you put in a frequently asked section, frequently asked section, it's also can also be keywords. Are there a section of main key takeaways? And then you see like, they are repeating a lot of healing coaching. That is the main keyword, for example, or in their website, like spiritual coaching or um, energy healing coaching. That is their main keyword. So you have to go, like, you have to do the work, but you can go to 5, 10 websites and kind of spot the main titles, the subtitles. There are some websites that they are actually talking about other topics within the same page. So you see that they are related to always to the main keyword. So I would say start with the main titles. Look at the questions that they are answering in the frequently asked questions, if they have that section, if they have any section where they are answering questions, take those questions as well. And I would say do not overcomplicate it. Keywords are pretty powerful, but we need to start like with some steps. So if you start with your keywords in your main titles, that's gonna make already a pretty big difference. And here, how we can incorporate keywords into your content, and this probably will answer like kind of like what you were saying. Titles and headings. It's super important that your primary keyword it's in your titles and your headings, some of your subheadings, anywhere that you can place that keyword naturally and still provide a lot of value for your audience will be really valuable. In the body text also, like provide like including those keywords like naturally, including the keywords that are fitting to that. It's also important. And the meta descriptions. The meta descriptions are like, as you were saying, Angela, as well, in Wix, for example, they also have a place where you can create the meta description, the title tag. The title tag is the main title. The meta description is the little description that needs to have some of your keywords and that will invite people to come to your website or to come to that link, that landing page. So,
can I ask a question here?
yes, yes.
Can we cheat and use Chat GPT and say, um, find the best keywords for my brand based on my competitors and then put the competitors' websites in? That'd be really cheating.
Yeah, Angela, there is, it's possible. I don't think, and honestly, I use ChatGPT for a lot of things, like as an assistant. I don't think that ChatGPT is that good because
Okay.
yes, it will find some keywords, but you still have to do the work because
It'll
I
give you a
wouldn't
starting point though, yeah?
exactly as a
Yeah.
starting point. For example, if you would say like, you know what, like I would and that this is how I use it. I definitely recommend to anyone that can use the tools like ChatGPT to do it, because it will save you a lot of time. But I would say I would input more, like I would start, for example, like, you know what, my brand, and I'm going to tell you some of the keywords for my brand because I don't know your brand so well. But for example, in my case, my brand is focused on female founders. My brand is, what else? Offers SEO services for beginners, focuses on non-technical help, helps also founders to enhance their SEO. Like, I would input so much into this chat so that you kind of make sure that he gets the idea, and for me
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
he
yeah.
gets the idea, the right idea, and then you can ask, like, you know what, I would like that you analyze this competitor. I would do it one by one. I would
Okay.
analyze the competitor, and I would like that you tell me, like, what are the keywords that could fit into my services from this competitor? Like, a little bit more, input. That is what makes it effective, because I am providing already the information. I am making him aware of the terms and search, like of the keywords that I think, like, you know what, for me, it's SEO services. For me, it's SEO for female founders, SEO for small business owners. What is SEO? Like all the keywords that I know for my brand. And then he can help me deeper, like the the search or the results are way better.
Uh, Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
So
you. Yeah.
that is for everything. I would, and I do have, like, I do have ChatGPT. I use it for everything, but always make sure that you are giving him the first, and I say him, the
I
first
know.
the first input, making sure that he has kind of like your whole context, and rephrase, like make sure that he's kind of like asking questions. Like, you can tell him, like, if you have any questions, just ask me, because then I will make sure that you are in the right direction, and you have this conversation, and you have then better results.
Mm, mm. And it's always worth making an account so that it gets used to your voice and it gets used to
Exactly.
your
I
the
don't know
that
if
you
it's possible nowadays not having an account. I I pay for ChatGPT, so I have been, like, for the last 2 years and almost and a half. Oh my God, since it came out. So, oh my God, like the output from ChatGPT right now for my brand is amazing. I love it. Everything is just so tailored to me, because I have made sure that he's always understanding exactly what I want. So yes, an
excellent.
account, making sure that he knows your voice, like he knows exactly what your brand is about, like who is your target audience, how you work with people, like as much information as possible. It will make it even better.
Yeah.
So yes,
Thank you.
it's, I wouldn't say cheating, but it's like actually saving time, a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of time.
yeah, it's doing some of the legwork for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So so crafting the compelling descriptions, like that includes your primary keywords, and also some of the um secondary keywords that I would say secondary keywords are just keywords related to the main topic, but they are not as important as the primary keyword. And if you are starting this SEO journey, the most important thing is the primary keyword and targeting that keyword within one page or within your content.
Very difficult when you've got more than one type of service that you offer, though, to do that.
Um, yes and no, because there are two things. First, if you have more services, you probably have more pages.
Mm.
So you should target one service per page, one keyword per page, and making sure that your main keyword is always popping up, like always that it's pretty clear that that is your main keyword. So for example, if it would be Reiki services, like, or if it's Reiki or spiritual healing, any type of keyword that you are making sure in that context in one page service page that you repeat it over and over. Do not overdo it. It has to be naturally within the content, but it's safer for us to target one keyword and making sure that we are just targeting one.
Okay.
So that's
That's
why
good.
I don't really like, I do it for my clients, that doing this, the secondary keywords and the keywords that are related to them. But for me, it's more important that if you are starting to have one primary keyword, it's gonna be easier.
That's great advice. Thank you.
You're welcome. And here's like the last exercise. I just think that it would be really good if you Google yourself, if you Google your brand, your own services, if you know a little bit of who your competitors are, and you can go to them and look up the keywords that they are, yeah, that they are targeting, and making sure like in which page of Google do you appear, and looking for keywords that are relevant to your audience.
Okay, when you Google your brand, it is what appear. Does the fact that cookies are stored on your computer make any difference at all?
Ah, the cookies, yes.
Yeah.
You can also do the, um, I don't know, maybe with Google, it's a little bit complicated because Google also, even if you are in this incognito mode, I think it still has some
Ah,
cookies. So you have to clean the cookies or clear up the cookies and then open up the incognito mode, and then you can do that.
okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
definitely. It like I
Okay.
think Google in my computer, like he knows my audience, like he knows a lot of things because they are always appearing at the top. So it's not really real. When I want to do that,
Yeah.
I will go to an incognito, I clear the cookies, and then I look for I I I even use a VPN because I am in Germany, you know. So I just go to the UK, for example, I press London or whatever, and I try to look for specific areas because, yeah, because of my location. So thank you. This is it. For me, I don't know. Um, as we were saying, Angela, this is my offer is SEO basics for you. For this opportunity, the price is $199. It's a 4-week program. I will give you the link in the chat that you can go to the landing page and just get a little bit more information. And if you would like to have a discount, like Cariad Spiritual 25 is the discount code that you can get the €100 discount for this offer.
When does this start, Sophia, for people who are listening to this on record?
Okay. Yes, actually, this is the first time that I will do this for 4 weeks. So it will start on the 14th of May, and for 4 weeks every Wednesday. Um, and yeah, like you can find all the information in the landing page. If you are interested, if you have any questions, you can always find me on LinkedIn as well. I am there a lot of the time. And I will also have recordings. So for anyone that wants to sign up and it's not able to be there, You have also a Q&A and a live Q&A at the end of these 4 weeks as a bonus, and for me to, like, I will also support you through the whole program and the whole process, and of course after. If you have any questions, I am always there.
That's a great offer. Thanks so much, Sophia.
You're welcome. You're
So,
welcome.
has anybody got, I know we've covered quite a lot and it might be a little bit mind-boggling, but has anybody got any questions? And it doesn't matter what the question is, there is no such thing as a daft question, not at all. So please feel free to either raise your hand or put the question in the chat and I can give it to Sophia. Okay, so I will close the recording now. Thank you so much, everybody who's come along live today. And thank you so much for Sophia. And Sophia, I know that you'll have a PDF available as well, as an example that I'll be able to send out to people who've come along today and people who've registered. But anybody listening to the recording afterwards, the link will be in the show notes. So thank you again, my darling.
Thank you, everyone.